Hi, this is Sarah. Welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me in watching this video. Today's video is me setting up my November pages in my journal. I don't set up too much at the start of every month, but I do have some recurring pages that I like to do at the beginning. My title page or cover, whatever you'd like to call it, is usually really simple, just usually the month and a little bit of decoration. And then after that, I'll go into just reflecting on October. I was going to say happy summer, everyone, but it is still pretty cold and miserable and rainy here in Melbourne. Hoping that the rain does ease soon. There's been quite a bit of flooding and a lot of people really suffering, and have lost almost everything, or everything actually. So I'm really hoping that the rain does ease up for some, these people that are going through a really, really hard time. And if the sun comes out a little bit, then that's an added bonus. For November, I decided on just using one washi tape for my decorations. I found this on AliExpress and it's got like some pastel colours and then a little bit of gold foiling through it. I actually really, really like it. But it's one of the washi tapes that actually has a backing to it, so it does take me a while to take it off because I have a pretty bad habit of biting my nails, which means peeling really thin things can be a bit tricky. But I'm really happy that I found this washi tape. I'm trying to challenge myself a little bit in going for more colour, because I always navigate towards dark blacks and dark greens and dark purples, and I'm trying to branch out a little bit, but I guess those colours probably do fit in with a dreary Melbourne rainy kind of vibe as well. But maybe this washi tape is me being hopeful. I've recorded a couple of videos now. I am both really enjoying actually now being more of an active part of this planner community versus a lurker. But it is still really nerve-wracking, I guess, putting yourself out there, especially filming. I've never filmed myself or anything like this ever before. And it's, it can be a bit confronting, like especially when editing or watching videos back, hearing your own voice and seeing your work and, noticing all the mistakes I make and things like that. But I'm going to keep trying and keep putting myself out there because really this community has given me so much and I want to be more of an active member of it. So after my title page, what I do every month is I do a reflection on the month before, and I do this in two ways. So on the left hand page, I do like a bit of a mind map. So the month in the middle and just some of the key things that happened in that month or key feelings. It can be really whatever really just jumps out at me. And then on the right, I do more of a written reflection and add in some photos. So for October, I wrote down a couple of things about my kids. My son started rolling and started eating proper food, and then I wrote in some things just about my physical health as well. And the big thing of October was that we went to sleep school, which if you go back to my first ever video, you'll be able to see that was absolutely life-changing for me, and is the reason I now actually have some time to make these videos and, be an active member of this planner community. Usually on the right side of the page, I get some photos printed and then I put them in. This month I actually tried and just printed them out on printer paper, and before I started filming this video I had a look at them and I didn't like them. So what you'll see in a second when I start decorating that page is I actually just have some other photos I haven't used yet. I've just flipped them over so they're blank, just for spacing, just to see what it would look like in the page, but I'm not sticking or writing anything down because what I'm going to do today is actually go and get them printed. I just didn't like how the printer paper looked. The prints that I do is at Kmart. They do something called mini prints, so it's just a really small photo, and so I get a couple of them printed and I stick them in. So that's what you'll see in a moment. I, at the moment, have been getting photos printed in black and white for my journals, and then for my kids' memory journals, I do print in colour. I'm just kind of liking how it looks. I usually only do 1 or 2 photos because I do, want to leave enough space to write down what I'm reflecting and feeling. But what I can then do from time to time is then just do a full page of, photo pages. I have been researching and looking into some of the portable printers. It's kind of really hard to work out what's the best way to go and what's good quality. I do see on Instagram a lot of people use the pulley print, which I guess works for me in one sense that it only is in black and white, and that's what I want for these journals. But I have read a little bit that because it's almost like receipt paper, it does fade over time. So I am wanting to do some more research on that. If you have one and you like it or you don't like it, if you could comment and let me know about your experience, that would be amazing because I am really interested in them. On the next page, after my reflection page, I do another double spread. On the left is just a monthly snapshot, similar to what I do in my future log. I put the month, days, and dates in the middle of the page, so then I have 2 sides to kind of put in key events. This isn't a day-to-day planner. This is just big things or important things that I need to remember. So medical appointments, birthdays, important dinners, any like weddings or events that I have coming up. And for November, I actually get to put in that we're going on a family holiday, which is so exciting. I was trying to work out the last time we went on a holiday, and I think it was in 2018. So pre-pandemic, and for us pre-kids. So I am so excited to go away. We are going up to the Sunshine Coast in Queensland for a couple of days, and according to my daughter, we are going to swim, eat hot chippies, and drink smoothies every day. And you know what? That sounds pretty amazing to me. I cannot wait. Little bit nervous to have 2 kids on a plane for the first time. Any tips, please let me know. But I am so excited. So that's going to be in like mid to late November. On the other side of the page, I keep a pretty broad and general to-do list. So again, it's not things every day, but it's things that over the month of November, I would like to make sure I do or achieve. So kind of like similar, it's important things, important appointments that I really need to book in, anything that's time sensitive. What else do I put in? Any like tasks around the house, like anything that needs to be fixed, I will put in here as well. And it's something that I can just refer back to and just make sure that as the weeks go on, if I do ever find myself with some time, I'll go, oh, okay, these are some of the, the bigger things that I need to do, better get them done. I'm trying a new thing actually with how I've done the dot points with this. I had some like leftover bits of this washi and I just cut out little circles to make my dot points. It took me a long time to cut them out. That's why there was just that little fast forward there. It's a little bit hard to see looking back on the page, but I do think it looks nice. It's me trying to actually step out of my comfort zone, because usually what I do is just with the pen, black dot, nothing else. So this is just, I guess, me trying another way of putting some colour into my book and into the page. Next up, what I do is, I guess, my version of habit or goal tracking. I have made a couple of posts about this. I'm definitely in the stage of changing up how I track goals and actually moving from talking about the word habit to goals. I don't know if I've completely found what works for me, but I used to do, that spread where you had every day of the month and 10 or 15 habits and, X marks the spot of when you complete it. And I would start every month off really strong. and then it would drop off. And then I would not want to turn to the page because it just felt like a bit of a failure. And I had habits in there that, I wanted to achieve, but it wasn't super important. So I've tried now in a couple different ways to really just focus on 1 to 3 goals for myself for the month, and I'm trying to be really conscious of actually using the word goal, not habit. The hope is over time it turns into a habit, but it's something that I want to be conscious about and active and work on. So that's where these little calendars come in. The only annoying thing about these calendars is they only ever go to 30, and some months obviously have 31 days. For November it works, but for October, I guess it just missed a day. I am only a few weeks in to goal setting and goal tracking in this way, but I am really liking it so far. Something new I'm trying this month then on the opposite page is just mind mapping my intentions and really honing into one goal. So being in postpartum and having a baby that never slept, my self-care just fell by the wayside. So I'm really trying to think about that more and implement some things for myself to build up a little bit of my self-care because, well, it feels weird to say, but I deserve it, and I do think in the end it'll make me a better wife and a better mum as well if I'm taking care of myself properly. I have kind of split the mind map up into a couple of things. So, if one of the shoot-offs is, get my body moving, then these little squiggly arrows are just some more detailed ways in which to do it. And I also have put in things, such as keep doing my 2-minute practice in my journal. So I'm trying to look at self-care broadly and then pick out specific things that can improve it, but not all in one category. So not all physical or not all gratitude journaling, trying to get something in a few different things. I was, of course, inspired by Instagram to mind map my goals in this way. I'm not sure why I'd never thought of it. I've been doing the mind map for my monthly reflections for quite a while now, but I used to either not put any intentions or any written word down around my goals or do like real long form journaling, which then was a bit hard to just look back on because it involved reading pages, where I'm hoping that just a snapshot of some keywords and some key intentions might be a really nice motivator as I try and improve on my self-care this month. I'm noticing as I watch this video back to record this voiceover that I didn't take my hair tie off my wrist, and it's really bugging me because it doesn't look very nice. And that also, as I've been cutting this washi tape, that I've moved the notebook a little bit out of frame. So I'm sorry if that's bugging you. It's definitely bugging me too. A friend of mine actually is a photographer, and she took these most amazing photos of our daughter when she was 4 weeks old with us, but I had a hair tie on my wrist because I actually use it. It's not for my hair. I use it to keep track of which side to nurse from next. Very high tech, I know. And so a couple of years ago when we were getting these photos, she started taking it, and then all of a sudden she came up to me and she's like, "Give me the hair tie. I'm not letting you have these photos forever with this this hair tie on your wrist." So I usually try and remember when I record these videos to take it off, but I have obviously forgotten this time. To be fair, I was filming this video quite late at night because I just hadn't had a chance to do it before November actually rolled round. I think by the time you're watching this, it's going to be a few days into November, but such is life. I'm also not sure if I've ever stream of conscious spoken out loud for 14 and a half minutes ever before. I'm hoping that this isn't absolutely boring for you and putting you to sleep. I am really interested, if you are watching this, in what you would like to hear about. Are there things that you find interesting? Are there things that you just find lame or boring or can't relate to? What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? Please let me know. Any feedback is very, very welcome. I'm still really finding my feet with all of this, and I just want to get better and better. So that is the end of me setting up my November pages. After this, I just do journaling, creative journaling, and any other spreads I need. Thank you so much for coming along with me in setting up this month and for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all again soon.